seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I'm not falling, I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going life. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. Back a year ago. Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost.
Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up, really gon' rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Good morning, guys. Hey, I missed you all. Good morning, Sassy. Let me get to the top of the list. Good morning, Amy and Goblin and Brandy. Good morning, Jericho. Good morning, Gail. Good morning, Lilith. Irma. Good morning, Irma. And Sassy. Good morning, you guys. I missed y'all. We have so much to talk about, but first, Brandy, happy belated birthday. I'm so sorry I was gone on your birthday. So everybody give Brandy a big happy birthday. And hold on, let me get the video. Oh, is it not on here? Oh no, it's not on here. I don't know why. Anywho, I had posted before I left for vacation, but because I was on vacation, I did not get back to everybody. So if anybody would like to send a graphic, a audio recording, a video, anything you want to send, even a written happy birthday for Brandy or for Arrow, because Arrow's birthday is this weekend. So if anybody wants to send anything for Brandy or for Arrow, I will make a birthday video for them. You're welcome, Brandy. I'm so sorry I was gone. Okay. You guys, we have so much to discuss this morning. I don't even know where we want to start. Do we want to get the true crime stuff in first, or do we want? We're going to do the true crime stuff first because that's a different viewer base, and that way, if they don't want to hear about Foodie and Amber and Rosie and all that, then they don't have to. Okay, so has anybody heard? We covered a little bit the Gannon Stout case when his stepmom Leticia was on trial. Does anybody remember that case? It was the stepmom, and she unalived the little boy, and basically, like all kinds of abuse. Morning, Jarella. And so anyway, this YouTube creator, Zav Girl, I don't know if it's all over YouTube, so I'm sure it's all over Twitter too. So you guys probably already heard about it. Hi, Carlotta. Good morning. Carlotta, I had asked you for your channel link last time I streamed. If you're able to post your link, I'll mod you real quick and you can post the link. Or if Brandy or Lilith, one of the mods, is able to share her link. Okay, so back to this. So this YouTube creator, Zav Girl, purchased the autopsy report and autopsy photos, and then she uploaded them to her Patreon behind a paywall of $3. Now, okay, maybe one of the mods can get it, Carla. So she was basically charging for people to see these autopsy photos, which you guys have seen autopsy photos before. It's a completely undressed unalived person on a autopsy table. This is a 12-year-old boy. People in the comments were making jokes about his genitals. Yes, Jericho. And this has gotten her doing this has gotten so much attention. So I don't know if you guys know who she is, but this is this right here with the green screen behind her. That is Zav Girl. Morning, Denise. Oh, here comes my cat breaking in. Um Oh, you can't see her? It's Vinegar Tits, Brandy. Can you see her? Um, so anyways, this got so much attention, you guys, that Brian Enton, I don't know if you guys know Brian Enton. I watch him a lot. He's on News Nation and I believe he's on WFLA too. Um, I got really into those two channels when the Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie case was going on. And apparently that is also when Zav Girl kind of made it big and her channel blew up. Thank you, Brandy. Let me go to this first so I can follow her. Okay, I got you, Carlotta. Okay, so I mean, people are the true crime community is, freaking out about it. It's hit the news, everything. So I thought what we would do first is watch Brian Enton's coverage of her. And let me see. Okay, here's the Brian Enton thing. And good morning, Bebop. And then after that, I will read you her statement on this. Supposedly, she is on vacation. And there is rumors that when she comes back, she is going to move to Kick. I don't know if this is something she can come back from. I believe like she really lost a lot of respect by doing this. It's really honestly, it's like CP, just your average YouTuber sharing these kinds of photos, and it's a child. That's darn well the sickos that are out there. There are sickos out there that are in to keep it PG. They're enjoying looking at those photos. And I don't know for sure, but as far as I know, she hasn't even taken them down with all of this. Now I will say there is let me see if I can find it. Charlotte on the web, who I absolutely love, um had posted a community post about a change.org to get, these autopsy photos off. Oh, wow. I didn't even see that. Okay. So it's a petition on change.org. The thing with this petition, though, is it says, right, right here, it has come to our attention that a YouTuber by the name of Zav Girl thought it would be acceptable to exploit this tragic event for personal gain. Zav Girl and Natasha Cooper placed a Freedom of Information request behind a paywall on Patreon, charging $3 for access to Gannon Stock's autopsy and coroner's video footage. Now, this says and Natasha Cooper. I don't know if anybody knows who that is. She paid for them, Lilith. Apparently, you can get them if you pay for them. Oh, Patreon. Thank you, Bebop. Oh, thank God. I'm glad they did. Irma, thank you for being a member for 8 months, and thank you for all of your support. I'm glad to be back. Thank you. Good morning, Diane. Right, Diane? That's what I'm saying. It's like on the verge. I mean, not really on the verge. It really is CP. Um, Irma, thank you. Thank you so much, Brandy. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Carlotta, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. There's my little gift. Hi, Last Nerve. Good morning. And welcome to the Big Dills. All right. So the only thing is I have not heard anything. I do kind of keep up a little bit on Natasha Cooper because she's kind of a train wreck in herself. But I have not seen anything saying that Natasha put them on Patreon. I know Zav Girl did, but I haven't seen anything being said about Natasha. Welcome, people. Let me see. Did I miss anybody? Oh, Hannibal. Good morning, Hannibal. I didn't even see you this morning. Okay. So I don't know if Natasha actually put them on Patreon. I don't care for Natasha, so I would not be surprised if she did, but I do think that she has a little bit more. Really, Bebop? I'm shocked. I don't even care for her, but I would have thought that she would have been a little bit more empathetic toward the family. Good morning, Glam. Wow, that kind of surprised me, even though, like, I mean, I know Natasha Cooper is all about the dollars, but that's really, I don't know, that's really kind of shocking. Anyway, so there is this petition on change.org to have it changed. I'm going to share it. Good morning, Summer. I'm going to share it if you guys want to sign it. Thing is I've never really seen one of these change.org petitions actually, get any they've never there's never been an outcome from them. They've never succeeded in doing what, at least what I have seen. The ones that I've seen, I haven't ever seen them basically succeed. I missed you too, Summer. I missed everybody. Okay, so there is that. I'm gonna Charlotte on the web. I'm gonna share Charlotte's channel. Charlotte covers MGL. She covers some true crime. She not true crimes per se, but the true crime creators. She covers Katie Joy from Without a Crystal Ball. Okay. Get your coin, but not on the back of a child whose family is already devastated. Exactly, Diane. Gannon's dad said that he doesn't have the money to do anything about this. He needs to start a GoFundMe, and he would have so much support. He had so much support from the public. In general, the state in question releases autopsy reports under the FOIA, and they don't usually release them to people who don't have a direct interest in the case. I don't really see why we need to access anyone's autopsy unless you're right. It's gross. Caroline, good morning. There's jingles? What is the jingles coming from? Oh, the jingles from the okay. That I will have to turn down after the stream because it's in a totally different place. But thank you for letting me know. So I'm really wondering why they released them to her unless I don't know. I mean, I think it's gross that I get it, the Freedom of Information Act. I get it, and there is definitely pros to that, but I really hate when the law kind of clashes with morality, you know? It wasn't a moral act to put those up. It was totally for the coin, and it exploited a child. And like, it's been said numerous times, the poor family has been through enough. Let the little boy rest in peace and let the family start to heal. What do you guys think? So, I mean, you guys pretty much all agree it looks like. Okay, hold on, Bebop. The thing is, this family has been through so much. The trial just ended. How much can one family go through? Shame on you, Zav and Cooper. You know what? I'm kind of aggravated, Bebop, that because, like I said, I haven't heard anything about Natasha posting them. I've only heard about Zav. Zav is getting blasted everywhere. Why is Natasha not getting blasted? She paid $400 for them. Oh my gosh, Amy. Me neither, Jericho. I don't understand the need to share them either. Or why does I mean, I personally don't want to see those. When people join the channel, the flower shows up and do 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 do. Glam. I missed you, Glam. So anyways, that's that. Hopefully, thank you, Bebop, for the information. They were taken down. That's awesome. I'm anxious to see what Zav does. I'm anxious to see whether or not she leaves YouTube. But anyway, I did post the link for this petition. So if anybody would like to sign it, um, please go do that. Okay. Here is what wait. Full interview. Where did I Okay, here we go. So here is the video from Brian Enton, the anchor for News Nation. And like I said, I believe he's also on WFLA. We'll play that. I really like Brian Enton.
And they actually released the photos to her. She had to pay. They released the photos and she got them. And you can just imagine, based on the description of the way that little boy was killed, what those photos looked like. Zav Girl.
Right. So, we learned like during the trial, this poor boy had marks all over him from abuse. Just that mental image is too much for me. So I don't even know how people are able to go seek them out.
Then proceeded to post them on her Patreon account, which is an account attached to her YouTube page. And she charged her followers money to see the autopsy photos. For $3, you could see little Gannon's body. She was
You guys, this case was devastating in the family. I mean, of course, but like, the poor father has, I'm sure, like so much guilt that he's going to live with because, even though it wasn't his fault, there's no, she had everybody fooled. There's really no fault on the father. But just the thought that, he let this woman into Gannon's life and, and that she did this and he wasn't there to protect him. I mean, the father's going to live with a lot of guilt, not to mention the grief, of losing his precious son. Hold on, Hi, Blue Eyes. Good morning. It's like you have to have those records sealed by court order to prevent this foolishness. If all the things you have to do to bury your child isn't enough. Exactly. Jilly, good morning, Jilly. When my dad was killed, my aunt was in the courtroom and the gallery could see it. No one wants to see that. Yes, for $3, you too. And not that I'm saying she should have charged more. She shouldn't have done it, obviously. But how I don't even know the word demeaning. I don't even know the word. $3. This little boy's life has come down to $3. That's so disgusting. If a juvenile's criminal record is sealed, then a victim that is a minor should be. I agree. Meow. He blames himself for sure. I think so too, Glam. I don't know. I don't know how long it was up before Patreon pulled it down. I'm so thankful that Patreon pulled it down because I don't think she would have. I mean, I know, like I said, I know Natasha Cooper is all about the money. I've covered her before. I think she's a huge scammer. My opinion only, but I still would have thought that, her being a mom, she would have had a little empathy for what the family's going through. I don't know much about this case, but how long had Gannon been tortured before anyone noticed any sort of evidence? Was she on a trip with him alone? The father was in the military and I believe he was deployed. He was either deployed um or, he was like off on I don't even know why I can't remember what it's called with my son in the military, but like in the field. I'm not sure how often or how much contact he really had. I don't think the abuse was ever suspected until he passed and all this came out and they saw, all the marks on his body and everything else. The money she made will be her downfall. Watch and see how the little things start up happen. Karma works in sometimes slow speed or faster than light. She will get hers. Well, I had covered her before because you guys, last year or the year before, she made like 20 to 30 grand in donations. She's continually got a GoFundMe or some sort of fund going on for people to donate. And I don't know where her viewers come from, but they donate despite the fact that she has been called a scammer. She has had videos made about her time and time and time again. Her people still give her like tons of money. I don't get it. Um, and then because so many people made videos about her and everything else, then she made a GoFundMe to earn 20 grand to hire a lawyer to go after these people. She got it. Hi, CJ. Good morning. The Fed should go into her Patreon account and get the IP addresses of the people that paid for this. Probably the whole time dad was away. His stomach problems and bladder issues are a sign in children. Aw. Yeah, he did. Good morning, Lisa. It was, Amy. And this woman is like completely beyond off her rocker. I mean, the way she like evaded, getting arrested and the lies that she told. I mean, she was out there in some of the lies that she told. She did not do herself any favors. Yeah, CJC. I used to watch her too and I used to enjoy her, but she's totally about the dollar. I'm sorry, but you guys know I have said it numerous times. When you're a creator, you have to decide what you're willing to do for money and what you're not willing to do. And I'm sorry, but my conscience is worth so much more having a clear conscience than a dollar. I've struggled financially my whole life. I know I can get through that, but I don't think I could get through living with myself doing something like that. Yes, exactly, Lilith. But you know what? Honestly, it should be illegal because like I said, it's like child prawn. Because this little boy is completely unclothed on an autopsy table. So I mean, there's so many reasons why this is like immoral. I'm so glad to see you too, Last Nerve. Thank you. Yes, morals are hard to come by when money is involved. Unfortunately, that's so true. And we've seen it. We've all seen it, even just in our community, right? Um, some people are just willing to, and maybe it's that they don't have that same moral compass. I mean, maybe it's not there, but I don't know. I'm anxious to see what she says. once she supposedly is back from vacation.
Making money off of that little boy's autopsy photos. Autopsy photos of a severely beaten to death little boy. Really, they just got no place on the internet. It was hard enough for the jury to have to look at them. But for this YouTuber to go to all...
Yeah. I mean, like those jurors, probably a lot of those jurors are going to be haunted by those photos. And here we have people seeking them out, wanting to see them. Who wants to see that? Is this, hold on. Is this case where she ran away and kept lying? I believe so, because she did leave. I mean, she tried everything to hide the fact that she, did this to this little boy. She could have blurred out his privates. I even know. Yes, exactly, Carlotta. It's just horrible re-victimizing the family. And what makes it worse is that Natasha and Zav don't see that. They only apologize because they called out nationally. Yeah, this got a lot of attention, CJ. She put him in a suitcase and drove his body to Florida and threw him off a bridge. I'm curious to see what Dr. Todd Graham here on YouTube has to say about her and what she did.
All that trouble to request them, to pay the money, to get them from the government, and not only post them, but then to charge people to see them. I mean, I just find it sick. And
I agree with Brian. It's totally sick. But let's read up here Brian's take. It is truly sick for someone to profit off of this horrific crime. Zap Girl is hiding behind her computer and showing no regard for a grieving family. Hold on, I want to see. I thought that I had the pictures of his community, or not community posts, his Twitter. If not, it's okay because he says it all in here.
and they actually released...
Okay, here it is. All right, this is what he put on Twitter. Why would any YouTuber think it is appropriate to post autopsy photos of a brutally unalived 11-year-old boy and then charge money for people to see the photos? Imagine how little Gannon Stock's family feels. The prosecutor joins me live on News Nation at 9. I believe that's what this video we're watching is. Then he says, YouTuber is someone named Zav Girl. She had a response to the situation posted this morning, but has now taken it down. I screen grabbed, of course, this morning. Thanks to all who messaged me about this. Doing a segment tonight at 9 p.m. on News Nation. News Nation is really good too. Let me. Hold on, I can't get my. Poper, 8 months. Thank you so much for being a member for 8 months. Good morning, Vicky. Thank you. AR, good morning. I'm so excited to see everybody. Okay. Let's.
Are you shocked at how much attention this is?
Yeah, a lot. It's a lot of attention.
Oh wait, that's Rudy. Sorry.
Question, has Zav Girl ever even been in a courtroom or interviewed a grieving family? That's my issue with some of these YouTubers that cause problems. They hide behind their computers. They don't even use their real names. Like in this case, we don't even know who Zav Girl really is. And if you're so proud of your page, I don't know why people don't just use their real name. And this isn't some video game or TV show you're playing on your computer. This is a real family's life. This morning, Zav Girl, she got a lot of heat for this. She posted a statement on her YouTube page about the controversy.
All right, I have that. So I'm going to read that to you guys. Hey guys, I want to address what's going on right now with the Gannon autopsy coroner video I created. Unfortunately, this seems to be something where people are very divided on how they feel about it, and I'm hearing a lot from both sides. See, I personally have not heard a lot from both sides. I've only heard the side that, I'm sorry, is correct. You're immorally wrong, and you should not have posted the pictures. The reality of the situation is that different people feel differently about this. Some people genuinely think making a video including the autopsy photos is bad, and I respect their opinion and feelings. Other people, like myself, think of autopsy photos in the coroner discussing and explaining them as interesting and informative and are able to view it all in a more scientific, detached way. It's just one of those things where it depends on the person. I am not adamantly against taking down the video if people are truly unhappy with it, and I will absolutely consider doing that. She didn't have to do that because Patreon did it. And thank you, Patreon. But right now, it seems that there are a lot of other people who are acting in bad faith and creating lies for fun and excitement in order to pit others against me. If you've heard the latest rumor that I've been distributing photos of Gannon's genitalia, I assure you I have not, and his genitalia isn't visible in any of the autopsy photos in the autopsy coroner video. I don't understand how that is the case, because there are screenshots of comments from her video on Patreon where people are literally making fun of his genitalia. One person calls it like a little marshmallow or something. So it's got to be visible, or I don't know, and how somebody can have the conscience to be able to say something about a little boy who was brutally abused and unalived, and you're going to say things about his body. It's gross. So apparently, you run with the crowd that you're like. I assure you I have not, and his genitalia isn't visible. So it's a bit difficult to sort through what's what. When there are other creators who have the same autopsy photos up right here on YouTube for public viewing on their channel, where anyone can stumble across them and they are not being attacked as I am right now. Okay, well, I don't agree with anybody posting them, but I would say that maybe people aren't on their case because they're not charging off this little boy's death. That is truly sick. I mean, I wouldn't be sharing them anywhere, but to profit off of them, put them behind a paywall. They're not being attacked as I am right now. It becomes obvious that some of this hate I'm receiving is not genuine and is being done for other reasons. YouTube drama gets clicks. Apparently, so do inappropriate pictures and videos. I understand some of you have issues with me charging money on my Patreon for the video. If I was charging money for the autopsy files alone or something like that, I think I'd see your point. But in this case, I spent a lot of time and worked hard putting together a video, lining up the coroner's audio and descriptions along with the appropriate part of the photos she is describing and editing it together to try to make it as informative as possible for the viewer. That is what I am charging for, which I would hope you can agree is understandable. I don't know that makes it any better. The fact that you took so much time to do this video and it never occurred to you that this is wrong. I don't think this statement helped her in any way. She can't really form an argument about the necessity of sharing the photos, but wants to talk about how hard she worked and how mean people are being. Yes. Exactly, Poper. How do you spend that much time on a video and it never occurs to you? This is wrong. Anyway, thank you to those who have reached out to me with your take on it in a respectful way, who understand this is simply a bit of a gray area as to what is socially acceptable and what isn't. It's not gray. It's very black and white. Um like I said, I'm not against removing the video and I care what you think, but it's hard to make sense of it while I'm getting some very serious unhinged threats being made against myself and my loved ones, and those threats are coming from those who claim I'm doing something morally objectionable. That is true. It's funny how that works on YouTube. For those of you who are willing to discuss this rationally and want to communicate your thoughts, please comment on this post as I might not see it anywhere else. After I deal with the threats, I will come back and read everything here so I can get an idea on the best way to proceed based on all of your input. Thank you guys, Zav. Polly, hello. I missed you too. Morning happiness. That's Josh, right? I always get Josh. I always get your name and Austin's names confused, but you're Josh. Hi, Josh. I've missed you, Josh. It's because they've never been a victim or a family member of someone who's been victimized in a horrible way like this. Some people don't and can't have empathy. And yeah, I agree. Thank you, Glam, for gifting a membership. Jericho, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. The jury isn't allowed to see all the graphic. Have access to what isn't used in court. Okay, back to this video. It's just, this is through News Nation, guys, and I don't want to get a strike, so that's why I'm interrupting it so much.
It was deleted. It's back up now. I screen grabbed it. This is part of it. She wrote, "The reality of the situation is that different people feel differently about this. Some people..."
I have not seen that. I have not seen anybody that is arguing her side. You know, nobody have I seen that thinks this was okay. Maybe her and Natasha, or Natasha's, and I will call them fans, because Natasha's audience blow my mind. I don't get it. Like, I don't know what it is about her that they give when it's, pretty much out there. She's a scammer, in my opinion, allegedly, all that.
Are genuinely think making a video including the autopsy photos is bad, and I respect their opinion and feelings. Other people like myself think of autopsy photos and the coroner discussing, explaining, interesting, and informative, are all able to view it in a more scientific, detached way. Well, Zav girl, there is nothing...
Lisa, oh my goodness, honey. I'm expecting a call over the next few weeks from the coroner to go over the postmortem details for my husband. I'd be livid if someone got the details and used it for entertainment. Oh my gosh, Lisa, I'm so glad. I'm so sorry that you have to go through that. I can't even imagine. Yeah, it could, and who could imagine autopsy photos being shared like that? Okay, Polly. I'm just glad you're here, hun. You know that companies can have certain documents sealed that may reveal trademark info, so this should get the same protection. Right. I saw that purple cutie girl stick up for her, also bullhorn. Perplexed. Bebop, I have very... I used to be a member of Perplexed. I also used to be a member of Molly Go Latelys. Obviously, I am not anymore. Brain hole AR. It's a moral call for most. She's striked out. This is a child. Good morning, Tara. What about his rights? Exactly. Exactly. I mean, I agree. And I'm glad that we are able to get information and everything else, but there's got to be limits. I mean, laws are one thing, but being a decent human being should account for something.
Nothing detached about posting the autopsy photos of an 11-year-old little boy, and then on top of it, which I really think pushes it over the line, charging money for people to see them. It is sick, it's deranged, and you should just own up to it. Whoever you are, wherever you live, maybe get out from behind your computer screen, go to the local courthouse, and actually sit through a murder trial and see what it's like.
And this is why I like him and JB. He's one of the anchors on WFLA. JB is really good too, but the way they deliver the news is very moral, and that's why I like those channels. Someone just said Lilith $400. Was that you, Bebop? Right. That's the thing, Bam, is that there isn't any law against it, and there should be. Usually there are limits. I'm not sure what state this happened in or why she would have been approved to even access this information. All autopsy photos should be sealed from the public, if I'm honest. No victim is there to give their consent. Let the graph serve as the info. Yep, I agree. 425, Summer says. Wow. Can you imagine? So she knew going in that she would bring in more than $400 on it. Why else would she out that money? She wouldn't put out that money if she didn't think she was going to get it back. And I would love to know. Now, since Patreon pooled it, does that mean she doesn't earn any of the revenue from it? That's something I'd like to know.
For the families in real life, not on YouTube, not sitting behind your computer and thinking about clicks, but actually go to the courthouse and see what these families actually have to deal with, and then think about how it might feel for them after having to see those photos in the courtroom to then have them plastered all over the internet and then be trying to charge people money to view them so you can get rich off of it. It's just awful. I want to bring in district attorney.
I really, really want to know that now. I really want to know if they took it down, does she get paid for it? My brother was killed. Hold on, let me put you up. My brother was killed in a horrible work-related accident. He was considered evidence, and I couldn't see his body. If his photos got out, let's just say I would have excuse me, guys. I would have a lawyer. Yeah. I can't even imagine what that would be like for a family. I just can't. I mean, I also cannot imagine losing a child. Can get all this on a dead child, but go ask for body cam footage from a dirty cop and it's blurred out, it's blacked out, muted. Yep. We should remember the dignity and privacy of victims. These are graphic photos of them, and they should not be a piece of evidence forever. Well, and the trial is done and over, right? So we don't need to share evidence anymore. She's behind bars for life. So I saw evidence released in that 425 FOIA package, but the person I watched excluded the autopsy photos. Followed this case all along. Yes, I followed too. And we watched the trial and everything, and thank God the woman is going, she's going down. Thank you, AR.
Attorney Michael Allen, who served as the lead prosecutor on Little Gannon's case. Thank you for being with us, Michael. You were the lead prosecutor. You had to go through that whole trial. I can't even imagine, like, this just got me so mad thinking about Gannon's family. I know they're aware of this. I mean, how are they processing all of this?
Well, thanks for having me on to talk about this. First off, we reached out to the family members.
Absolutely, Jericho. It doesn't benefit anybody but her for showing them. Yeah, it's all about the dollar. Ghost, good morning. I've missed you too. Florida does have a law that autopsy photos of a child unalived in a DM case cannot be given out. Oh, that's nice. I don't know what Lilith might know. Lilith, do you remember what state this was? Well, it would be two different states, right? Too, because it would be the state where this all took place and in the trial and everything else. But then Zab may be in a completely different state. So it might be all about two different, states and the laws. There is a special form of trauma a family faces when a family member is a victim of violent crime because you can never fully understand it. Thank you for that, Glam. Was it was it as obvious to you that her lawyers kept their distance from her at trial? Was so weird. I think she, and at the beginning, you can't tell me she was not trying to come off insane. Come on, when she came into the courtroom with that cone bun on the side of her head, you can't tell me she wasn't trolling us, trying to make us believe that she was insane. Yeah. Well, you know what, Tara? I also don't really understand the people that I mean, I get it. There were a lot of channels that blew up over the Chris Watts case. A lot of channels got their start with that case. But I don't understand continually covering a case that is done and over. Like Chris Watts was done and over in a snap. Once he was caught, and it was all basically done and over. He waived his right to a trial, all that stuff. And people are still covering Chris Watts like crazy. I don't get it. We here in Florida have this sunshine laws too. They work so fast. I had never, well, maybe I had heard of her because I do follow a lot of those true crime channels and stuff, but I had never watched her. I wasn't like subscribed to her or anything like that. I hope there's some sort of retribution too. Good morning, Roslyn. She gave the middle finger to family members, didn't she? She sure did. I have to wonder if someone may be in trouble. I hope so, Bebop. I don't think so, but I would hope so. Franco TV got some shit for going to the Watts house, paranormal stuff. Wow. I mean, I was obsessed with that case. I really was. But once it was over, like I said, it was over. He confessed, he waived his right to a trial. Like it was all over and done with very quick. So I don't understand why so many channels keep covering it. I guess it's just because that was their meal ticket. That's what made them big. I don't know. Bring back Judge Daddy.
And had discussions with them about this, just letting them know that one, it's happening and sort of what they can do potentially to combat this. But honestly, there's nothing they can do to get these photos down once they're on the internet. It's just completely disrespectful to.
See, and this is the prosecutor saying that. He's the prosecutor in this case, and he's saying there's really nothing they can do to get them down. Which I don't believe. There's been a lot of people that have gotten videos taken down.
The family members that have had to live through this horror. But even more so, Gannon deserves so much more in life from his stepmother, and he certainly deserves dignity and respect in death. And there's nothing about what this YouTuber is doing, and I think there's another one out there as well that they're doing that provides any dignity or respect to Gannon. And the statement that they put out about.
That's the first time I've heard it's mentioned that there was another one, meaning Natasha Cooper, which that one floors me. I mean, I think she's a scammer and all that. I've said it numerous times, but it floors me because she's a mom. She's a grandma. Like, it should have occurred to her that this is wrong. And maybe it did, but it was all about the dollar.
About this incident, sort of justifying it, it just rings hollow. Other ways to do this. Scientifically, they could have used body diagrams that the autopsy also included instead of putting the actual.
I will say that would have been a lot more work on her part. I haven't seen the video. I don't know how much work she put into the video. She acts like she put a ton of work into it, but it would not have gotten the money or the views, that it did, had she not had the actual autopsy photos. She knew that.
Pictures of Gannon's just completely broken body.
Yeah, this is the
that reflects
Irma.
the depravity and horror that he had to live through and die at the hands of his stepmother, that he had to suffer. It's outright disgusting. And it just, speaks to the lowest.
Oh, I believe you, Bebop, and I don't know why I'm shocked, because that woman has done a lot of nasty stuff over the years on the platforms. Um, I was like, at first, I was kind of taken back because I thought it was saying that Zav girl was Natasha, and I knew that that wasn't so. But yeah, I mean, I shouldn't be surprised, but I am. How does a mom and a grandma make a decision like that?
Of human forms, in my opinion.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your cable provider. And don't forget.
I think I shared, didn't I share News Nation? But here I will. All right. If you don't follow News Nation, they are really good, and they seem to, have a moral compass that a lot of news outlets don't. It's not her family. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I can go on tangents when it comes to Natasha Cooper. Like, all the money that she, was donated and everything else. And she lives at the freaking casino. Like, she goes overnight to the casinos all the time. I'm sorry, but if I was so desperate for money that I was on here making funds every single day, different funds for this, funds just to throw it in people's faces that I'm, collecting funds, and because she'll have like the stay mad I'm getting donos fund, like things like that. So I mean, I shouldn't be surprised at all by her. Okay, so next we're gonna move on to Rudy Farias. Has anybody been up on that case? And again, this video is from Fox, so I'll have to interrupt it quite a bit. Actually, I should speed it up and then. Okay, so Rudy Farias, I believe he's from Houston. 8 years ago, his mother, when he was 17, reported him missing. And he showed up last week at a church. Apparently, he had his mother's car. He wrecked the car, walked to the church. And so, then it was out that he was alive. He was found safe. But he was at the mother's home all along. If family came over, she made him hide in a bedroom and be quiet. I need to, you know what? I need to give him another try, Jericho. I watched him a long time ago, and he kind of turned me off with something. I don't know what, but I need to give him a second chance. So he shows up. It comes out that he has been living with the mom the whole time. She makes him hide if anybody comes over. But at the same time, with neighbors, with like police have come to their house, people have tried to contact police and tell them, that he's alive, he's there, whatever. Nobody took it seriously. Now that it's out that he was there and everything, there is claims of abuse. Now, I'm not sure if there was actual abuse though. So there's this activist, Quanell X, who was present when Rudy was being questioned by the police. And this guy comes on all over the media telling all these horrible, horrible things that were done to this boy. He's now 25. Tells all these horrible things that has been done to this boy. And I'm thinking, how are you there to help him? Like, he's supposed to be like an advocate for this boy. So how are you there to help him when you just spilled everything that this boy has been through, and now there's question that whether it's even true. I believe Rudy says in this interview we're going to watch, that there was never anything sexual about his relationship with his mom. But the way this Quanell man made it sound, there definitely was. I think the press conference done destroyed any verifiable info. It's a spectacle now. As you explained, this flashes of the mother and son in American Horror Story Freak Show popped in my head. That's insane. So I'm not, and like the Quanell thing just really has me confused. I'll see. Hold on. Let me see if I can find a video of that first. Because I just don't understand an advocate, somebody who's supposed to be there for that victim. I don't understand them going off and telling all these things. First of all, I would think that it would like Meow said, it's a spectacle now. Like I would think that all of this, if there is a case against the mom, I would think that all of this media circus would be ruining the case. Oh, there's Icked Mel. See, Quanell stands by his claims that Rudy was sexually abused by mom. I'm trying to find one that I'm not going to get copyrighted on. Oh, this one. Quanell X, the hero or clout chaser. Crazy day in the fake Rudy Various disappearance. I don't know that it was fake. I think just the fact that the mother hid him and brainwashed him is reason enough, whether it went sexual or not. Quanell is a fraud and exploiter. I don't know. I mean, I feel like he exploited him. All right, I want to see. Let's try this one.
That young boy told us how she would lock him in a room and leave him locked in there. That woman a straight up monster. That in this house, she made.
Right, Jericho. And the police, okay, that's something I didn't tell you guys. So while this guy is saying that Rudy, admitted that he was victimized sexually by the mother, among other things, Rudy is not corroborating that story at all. In the interview with Rudy, you'll hear, like he says, it wasn't like that. But this guy is insisting. And the cops are saying that none of this stuff that Quanell is saying Rudy said was said. He didn't accuse her of sexual abuse. The cops are denying any of that. So, like, some people are speculating maybe the mom is in cahoots with the cops, blah, blah, blah. I don't know about all that. But I don't understand how it's not against the law what she did. What if he was just fed up with his mom and they fought over money, for example, and just decided to tell X that story for revenge? I have a hard time believing that he would even tell him that for revenge, because Rudy has stuck by, I don't want my mom arrested. That's the only thing I can think of that's keeping her from being arrested. Like, because he's an adult, does he have to press charges for her to be arrested? Because I don't know how they would prove, or I don't know how, with laws, I don't know how they could get him on or get her on brainwashing. I think the sexual thing would be one of the only things they can get her on. Because it makes it conflicting, because this was an adult. He was 17 when he was reported missing. He's 25 now. and who knows what mental state he was in or what he may have been under the right. They have said that she has fed him all sorts of drugs. So, and Quanell does like list different drugs that she had, given to him. It all goes back to why she, right. Okay. So there's so much to this. So apparently he had an older brother, and the older brother passed, and Rudy, he had a life insurance policy that Rudy was the beneficiary of. Now, when Rudy was missing, apparently he had to remain missing for 3 years in order for the mother to then get the money from the other boy's life insurance. So that's the story right now that everybody seems to be hanging on to, that it was about that. But I have not heard any definitive proof that she actually got that inheritance. So I'm not even sure if she got it. Maybe if he was given a psych eval, they could press charges on her for wrongful imprisonment. It's strange she let him go all over yes, she let him go all over the neighborhood, drive, use the internet, talk to people. He just had to give a fake name. She would have him give fake names to the police when they showed up. All right, let's start this back up.
Made him sleep in the bed with her all the time. She would kiss him in the mouth when she made him get in the bed with her. In this rotten ass.
Even Rudy says, I believe in the interview we're going to watch, but even he says something about, what is that syndrome when you kind of get attached to your abuser or your kidnapper? I can't remember. Is that Stockholm syndrome? He even mentions it when he's interviewed. We're going to start this again. Okay. Let me see. Usually if I open my other browser.
That young boy told us how she would lock him in a room and leave him locked in there. That woman a straight up monster. That in this house, she made him sleep in the bed with her all the time. She would kiss him in the mouth when she made him get in the bed with her in this rotten ass house. That detective is an absolute liar.
See, and this is where I have an issue. He was supposed to be there to help this boy. How is this helping him? Going out in public, like Meow says, immediately after he was on numerous channels telling all these horrible things that were done to this, man. He's a man now. He's 25. Telling all these horrible things that were done to him, whether they happened or not, it shouldn't be put out there. Again, just like, we were just talking about exploiting, somebody's horrible tragedy. I don't know what this guy wants. There is a creator called Grizzy. What's it called? I think it's Grizzy Hood News. Let me see if I can find it. And she's been covering all of it like firsthand. Like, she's the mother got in touch with her to get in touch, for an advocate, and she got in touch with this Quanell. So she's been having like firsthand coverage. Grizzy. Rudy Farias' mom reveals he told Quanell X what Houston PD denied. Share her link.
The detectives are pissed off right now.
I wonder why they haven't called to talk to him.
What's that?
I said I wonder why they haven't reached out to him.
Well, they're at the district attorney's office right now. My attorney's on his way over there. So, because they called me and I called my attorney. He says, "Let me see what they want." So then he called me back. He says, "I'm on my way to meet them at the DA's office." He says they're going to bring charges. They're going to come down hard on both of you for misleading, for lying, and he said some other stuff.
Oh wow.
And I told him. He says, "And now your son." He says, "Now he's saying that you did those things," when the detectives never heard him say any such thing.
I think that's all that matters, right? The detectives didn't hear him. Like he didn't have give a statement.
No, he didn't give a statement about that, but Quanell says he did.
I know, but it didn't come from like let's say Quanell is saying it, right? But there's nothing written down or signed or paper that Rudy said that, you know? So they would have to prove that he said that.
But Rudy's saying it now. You know, Rudy's changing his story to now he said it.
But he hasn't told nobody else anything.
But he's going to when they ask him, because you said that he's saying that he did say those things, right?
All he said was basically, but I don't know what he plans to say, you know, when they come talk to him. If they come talk to him. If he even wants to talk to anybody, you know?
No, but they're going to talk to him. They're going to haul him in and they're going to talk to him because now he's an adult.
Yeah.
You know, and he's not traumatized. He's not nothing. You know.
I'm so confused. Why is this mother like all like calm and chill? You lied for 8 years that your child was missing. What the heck?
He's talking fine, like they said. You know, he's being, their exact words were, he's very articulate now.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what that means.
Huh?
I was like, I wonder what that means.
It means that. Thank you. Can I rise, please? Thank you. Articulate means like he's talking like a grown professional.
Oh, okay.
You know, so there's no sign of any trauma, no sign of nothing. So now they're saying that he was in on it the entire time. So,
oh wow.
And you know, and I guess what I'm thinking is that the detectives get pissed off because they're saying that he never said that, and now he's going to say that he did, when they clearly didn't hear him say that. They said nothing about sexual anything came up. Yeah. So it's basically making the police look stupid, you know.
But see, he didn't tell that to nobody but me.
Tell nobody what?
That basically part, like he didn't tell Gracie.
I had to tell. Thank you. I had to tell the attorney that now he's saying that I did that.
Oh.
Because I'm not going to go to prison.
If you're so worried about prison, maybe you shouldn't have let people think that your son was missing for 8 years.
First off, I guess you watched the press conference today with the Houston Police Department. What was your initial reaction when you saw it?
I believe it was a very confusing press conference. I wind up after the press conference being more confused about things involving this case. When I listened to the chief, who I do believe is a good man, who's done some good things, who's had his ups and downs, but he's a good man. I've always wanted to be truthful. For him to say, as a father himself, that no sexual abuse was reported, my problem with that, Chief, is your detective sat right there with me for an hour and 15 minutes.
Now, I could see if nothing was being done about this in law enforcement, I could see him maybe going to the media to try to get, you know, heat put on the police to bring charges against the mother or something. But this man didn't even wait. This man, like immediately after he spoke with Rudy, he came on channels, news media outlets, telling all this abuse. I don't understand.
I heard every word come out of Rudy's mouth.
Apparently he's known. He's like a bit of a local celebrity, this Quanell in Houston. And so apparently, you know, he's known for like being an advocate or whatever. And I don't get it. This didn't help him any. This was not in the best interest of Rudy to put all of that out there.
About what took place at home with his mother. He heard the young man say he was sick and tired of being treated like a slave. He was sick and tired of her crossing inappropriate boundaries.
Is that how he worded it, Rudy?
Yes, she did, Jericho, and she was selling T-shirts, and the T-shirt profit was supposed to go toward her finding him. Yeah, this something needs to happen with this mother.
And he went on to say, he said, she kept crossing boundaries that she should not cross. And it was not right. It was inappropriate. That detective sat right next to me and listened to those words.
You mean you think that Rudy was in on it, Kara? I think somebody said it earlier. I feel like he just, like teenagers, young adults, they fight with their parents when they still live at home. It's like a normal thing, they argue because they're adults, yet they have rules they have to follow, whatever. And to hear Rudy talk, it sounds like he just wants his life. He wants to be able to experience the things that normal 25-year-olds experience. And in order for him to be able to do that, he had to escape. And I'm going to call it escape, even though he was allowed to leave and everything. Also, he had a credit card of his mother's. First of all, he was driving his mom's car. She gave him the keys. But second of all, he had a credit card that was in his mom's name. And he said she gave him the credit card so that she would be able to go to the store and things like that for her. The credit card that he had on him, the mother had just got 2.5 years ago. He's supposed to have been missing for 8. So right there, kind of proves that he's been with her all along. All right, let's listen.
What that young man told us and described to us.
So you're doubling down with what you said yesterday.
I'm not doubling down. I'm standing straight up and standing firm, and I'm not scratching where I don't itch. But there were times he seemed to...
I like that. I'm not scratching where I don't itch. I think right now we can't really trust what anyone is saying about what actually happened. I haven't heard about this and just had to do some work. I'll have to look it up. It seems he followed her lead. He was a kid. Yeah, but see, here's my thing, Kara. When I first heard about the story, I totally thought that this kid was going to be like intellectually impaired or something. The mom tried to tell the police that he couldn't speak, that he was nonverbal. The fact that she did that tells me that she has something to hide beyond the 8 years of claiming he was missing and GoFundMes and fundraisers and everything else. The whole thing blows my mind. I just can't.
Sure. Also, there were times he seemed like he was a normal adult speaking and describing something. This BS about him being nonverbal, the man is not nonverbal.
No, he's very well spoken, actually.
He's very articulate. So we went in and stepped out. We were standing at the door crack. She starts badgering him about, what did you tell him? What did you tell him? If you tell him about what I did, if you tell him about the abuse, I'll kill myself. That's what
wouldn't you think so? Irma, you would think so, because I know my boys at 17, I couldn't have told them this is how she kept him, silent. She told him because he ran away. When she reported him missing, he was missing. He ran away. The next day he came home. And she told him that he had to hide because the cops could not find out that he was home or he would be arrested for running away. Now, at 17, my boys would never have believed they were going to be arrested because they ran away for a day. They wouldn't have believed that. First of all, it's they know I would never let anything like that happen. So she lied and he was back the very next day. And for 8 years, she lied. She had GoFundMes, she had fundraisers and T-shirts and this and that, all to, earn money to help find this boy that was not even missing. That alone, I would think, would be, punishable criminally, you know, for her to have all these fundraisers and everything else. It was, and they were legit scams. They weren't true.
Said it, several of us standing at the door heard her say it to him. We heard her tell that boy.
That's another thing, Bebop. There's people in this story that I hope they're looking into. Now they can't pin on her on anything for the father. The father unalived himself. He was a policeman, and he got fired for writing bogus parking tickets off police time. And I guess there was like 3 or 4 of the police that got fired for this. Immediately after he got let go, he went to his car in the parking lot and unalived himself. So she can't, you know, she can't be punished for that. That was pretty cut and dry. But other, you know, things, it's just the trauma and the loss in this family is a lot too. So now I would think that they would be suspecting her of things, and I would hope that they would take that seriously.
Several of us, that if he didn't change his story, she would kill herself.
Me too, Bebop.
God is my witness, we heard her say that. Man, he's a victim. And I believe HPD with their press conference today further re-victimizes that young man. Because it's almost like they're treating him like a suspect and not a victim.
I do agree with that. I kind of felt like that too. Like, but I mean, I guess they had to pretty much like interrogate him, because at first they probably didn't know who was like the mastermind behind it or whatever. So they pretty much had to like interrogate him and get the answers and everything. The man's been supposedly missing for 8 years.
You say there's no report of sexual abuse, but you won't answer the question if there was a sexual relationship. You run away from that question. I know what was said, and I'm gonna tell you something now. I got proof of what was said. I'll leave it at that for now.
Did the detectives hear her say?
Right, CJ. There is a lot of unpacking in this case. I'm hoping that some sort of charges come down on this mother, and I will be there to watch.
Say this about to Rudy?
Several of us standing there, the detectives were standing there too.
Wow.
We had cracked the door.
So at this point, were you thinking she's...
I'm being honest with you. There was 2 things I was thinking. Based on everything that, 1, he was not going home or anywhere else with her. 2, they were going to call and get charges accepted.
That's another thing. They let him go home with her that night that he was found, which is mind-boggling in itself.
Oh, multiple lies. They knew she was lying.
Do you worry about Rudy's health and safety right now?
Absolutely, I do. Because I believe she's at the root of the mental problems he's having. I believe she's at the root of that young boy living in fear. She had convinced him that he had warrants out for his arrest because he ran away from home. She had convinced him to live under the assumed name because law enforcement was looking to put him in jail for running away from.
Apparently, Amy, he is now staying with his mom's like best friend. He calls her his aunt, but I don't believe it's her sister. I think it's like her best friend or something. Which is also kind of weird to me, because that woman is going to be on the mom's side and is going to, and not only that, but has been around for all this. So she knew that the boy was safe and at the mother's house. So I don't know how good it is that he's staying with her.
Home. She convinced that young boy that he had warrants for his arrest, and that's how she manipulated him and exploited him and took advantage of it. And then giving him help, helping him giving him drugs, mushrooms, taking him to vape shops, getting high with him. She was getting high with him. Oh, brother, okay. I mean,
is there anything else you want to say?
That's it. But there's nowhere in the world you can tell me in your press conference, HPD, that she lied over and over again during this investigation. And those lies hindered an ongoing investigation to a missing person.
Yep.
Created assumed names. And she's to be charged with nothing.
See, I do agree with him on most of it. I just find it really disgusting that he came out immediately and told everything that Rudy told him in confidence. Rudy wanted him to stay in that room because he had some sort of trust with him. And basically, this man walked away and betrayed his trust. I mean, how's that for your first interaction, with the public? All right, not sure. Oh, okay. I was going to say, not sure where that. All right, so I'm not even going to put the press conference on, guys. You got the gist. He pretty much said it there, what we've seen already. You can get the gist of what he said. I just find it disgusting that he did this to Rudy. All right, let me see. Okay. There's that. Okay. Next, I want to talk about, I'm sure you guys have all seen her, that some of this could have been left for court and should have been, right, Bebop? I mean, that's kind of like messing with the investigation too, outing all that stuff on all the news media outlets. I would think that's, tampering with an investigation. I think QX should have looked into the situation a bit before blurting everything out at it. Yeah. Especially if you call yourself an advocate. I do believe that, well, see, I don't know, Kara, because that interview we didn't watch it. That interview that Rudy does, he says that, she would make him sleep in the bed with him, but there was never kissing or anything like that. I think that, he said over and over and over again, he doesn't want his mom arrested. He also, like I said, he admits that there was like Stockholm syndrome there because he was, she was the only one in his life for 8 years. The only person that he was really allowed to have any sort of relationship with was her. So, I mean, I agree with Q on a lot of it. I just have a real issue with the fact that he outed all that information that Rudy told him in confidence. And Rudy honestly needed somebody that he could trust with any information. He's been out of the public. He's been out of interaction with any humans. He needed somebody to have his back. And I feel like this was not having his back. Hi, Grateful Life. Okay, so let's first watch, and I don't, to you guys, can anybody tell me exactly what Foodie is doing with, I know, diet is taboo. We don't say diet, but what is she doing? I don't understand what she's trying to accomplish. So first she was trying to do the intuitive eating. I just don't get, like, she's still doing these meal plans, but she's adding extra food to them. So what is going on? Like, are you on a journey to, it's not even about, for me, it's not even about her dropping weight. I could care less at this point. For me, it's about her health. If you're married and you're so happy, you would want to be alive. So therefore, you would start taking care of yourself somewhat. Right. That's what's weird, Meow. That the police are denying all of those things, saying that, that Rudy supposedly said. Now, in Quanell's mind, did he jump to that conclusion when Rudy told him that he slept in the bed with her? Did he just jump to the conclusion that there was something going on? Right, right, Kara. And he even admits to like having been brainwashed. I think she is grasping right now, trying to find her niche, and it's not happening. People are bored of watching you eat. People are bored of you talking about your ED. You know what people want to see? They want to see you get some help. Instead of listening to you drone on and on and on about your problems, they want to see you do something about it. Go to a doctor, go to a therapist, get help. Water fast, exactly, Kara. And I just don't understand what I don't understand her content right now. I don't under that. Did you guys see? Did you see my? Hold on, it's up here. Did you see my thumbnail? Will mind over matter make foodie unfatter? The reason that that was in my thumbnail is because she referred to herself as Winnie the Pooh, and that is a direct. Well, not the foodie, but in Winnie the Pooh, that's one of the lines we remember from when our kids watched Winnie the Pooh was mind over matter makes Pooh unfatter when he gets stuck in the window. We want progress, not meals for four. Exactly. And you guys, I didn't take a screenshot, but I noticed, you know how she had those 3 rolls of sushi and people were saying one roll is a meal for one person, the 3 rolls was basically 3 meals she sat there and ate. I watched that again last night. There are literally 3 packets of chopsticks that came with that sushi. So yeah, it was a meal for 3 and she downed it like nothing. Where are you learning your facts about your eating disorder? I'm I don't know. I don't understand what she's doing. I like how she believes she is practicing a different way of eating when it's exactly the same. And don't tell me that this is not a binge. She literally says a binge is eating massive amounts of food in one sitting. Yeah, that's what you're doing. Only you're calling it a mukbang. I think you saying it all once he came out of meeting in his story doesn't ever change is a good thing. Yeah, maybe so, Kara. I am glad that he's fighting for Rudy. But I think Meow, you're the one that said it too. It's not going to matter who fights for Rudy if Rudy is not willing to cooperate or press charges or, have his mother get into trouble. She references TikTok a lot, so she's getting all her info from TikTok. All right, so I'm not sure which, because that's what I was doing last night, was trying to find what she's doing. I was trying to find one stinking video where it explained what the heck she's doing. Because like this, what I ate in a day in binge eating recovery. Girl, you are not in recovery. You have not seen a doctor. You've not seen a therapist. You haven't seen anyone. You're not in recovery. You are eating exactly the same way. You are just making excuses to be able to eat that way. This one, binge eating versus overeating. Best sushi I ever had. What I eat as a fat girl rejecting diet culture. Okay. How are you going to go off on us reactors saying that we're, fat shaming you and everything else when you're using your size to gain views? You're exploiting your size, foodie. I mean, all of your views are about your weight, even though you're not trying to do anything about your weight. They're all about how you eat, trying on clothes because you couldn't find ones that fit. It all revolves around your weight. So what is what you're doing different from what we're doing? We're just using your own words against you. You're the one that's using your size as the topic. She was at least funny before the Natter arc. Yeah, she has no personality now whatsoever. It's completely gone. Ever since this arc was Sala, any personality she has is gone. And she keeps saying how we can still have fun. How? You are not fun, Foodie. You are an angry, bitter woman. She's just getting worse and worse. She is, Polly. She's doing it for money only. The feeders are feeding her, and Sala doesn't care as long as the money's coming in. She doesn't have a clue what she's doing. She needs to take it one day, one meal at a time. She needs to get help. She can't do I totally believe she has binge eating disorder. I think she has major eating disorder issues. But I think she needs inpatient to recover from them. And she's just not willing to do anything that is going to actually help her because she's not ready to give up eating. I like she's doing private content. The mukbangs aren't really feeder content because she doesn't have the correct flourishes. I don't know. I just find it funny that it's all about, I mean, pretty much her whole channel is about her weight. But there's an issue if we bring up her weight. I feel like this whole arc is to manipulate Sala into letting her eat. Yes. I totally agree. Because remember, in the one video, she says, I need to explain binge eating disorder to Sala because he doesn't understand. And totally, I believe that was her way of telling him, the reason I eat this way is because of this. So that makes it okay. So he's supposed to just, sign off on you slowly killing yourself because foodie, let's be honest. If you continue on the way you are not long for this life. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I have said numerous times on this channel that your health seriously is concerning. And I don't understand why it's more important to all of us who you call your haters. Why is it more important to us that you get healthy and you get help than it is to you or Sala? She can't make her money any other way but overeating, as this latest arc is so boring. They should put her in a nursing home, recovery home. I totally agree. I think she needs inpatient. She's going to sadly end up like Life by Jen. That is definitely my fear, Kara. She thought the love story would take off, but it didn't. She's down to last resorts. And then she says that her YouTube money pays for all her food. So she can't quit YouTube because Sala already put the kibosh on, look, either we're ordering out or we're buying groceries, which is not a win for Chantel because if she orders out, that means she's restricted to 3 meals a day because there's no groceries in the house. Sala's done with her nonsense. The clip that was going around Twitter of him plucking off her hand, I didn't see it, Goblin, but I heard about it. Pushing it away was gold. She will never do inpatient. There's always an excuse, like they only cater for anorexia. Was she implying last night that she has anorexia? Was that last night? I don't know if that was last night. But she mentions anorexia and she says, I'm not sure if I have that, or then she trailed off onto something else. So do you guys remember, Planet with a Palette? Do you remember when I covered her being in a fight with somebody on Instagram? Well, here's the thing. Sala never wanted her to stay overweight, and she constantly said she wants someone to accept her at her weight. She thought she could change his mind. I think he's really pushing her right now. I think he's really getting on her about her weight, and it's all about her making excuses to eat the same way she always has. There's nothing different going on here. I don't understand how she says she's in recovery. Basically, the only thing that is different in what she's doing is that she is like allowing herself to not feel guilty over it. That's the only thing different happening. She's excused the eating now. Yes, Quirky Love Rosie. That's who got in the argument or the fight, the broken friendship with Planet with a Palette. Well, Rosie has taken YouTube by storm after Foodie had this darn, and if you guys want to watch it first, we can, but after she had the this one, I have binge eating disorder. Let's watch it. After she did it, Rosie had some things to say back to her. I like Rosie too.
Hello, my name is Foodie Beauty, aka.
What is this voice? Hold on, let me turn it up for y'all. What is this voice?
Chantel Marie, Olive, Thoreau, Miriam.
Right, meow. Yeah, she's like, well, we're still going to eat the meals. We're just going to supplement. And I love how her supplementing always is fruit, which I love my fruit too. And yes, fruit is good for you, but in moderation. Fruit has tons of sugar. I'm going to have to open it in the other browser again. I don't know why it does that. I have mixed feelings, Glam, which I'll get to when we
Miriam
go over it.
El Refai, and I have binge eating disorder. I think you're gonna be a bit like, duh, we know this. But honestly, as many times as I've heard myself say on this channel that I have a binge eating disorder, this is like the first time that I actually realize what that kind of sort of means more than ever. I realize that I cannot fight this alone. I need support, and that it's a very serious mental.
For her, I need support means she needs all of us to jump on board and support her. No, Chantal, you need help. Everybody can support you once you do something for yourself.
Illness. It's not just about losing weight, and that a diet cannot fix this. I realize I have a really warped relationship with food, and my compulsion to eat and binge is stronger than I am right now, and I need to learn ways to cope with that.
Hi, Jill.
So that being said, I tried to start my diet from starting today, and that diet is a mistake when you're trying to treat binge eating disorder. And I've been told this many times, but it's like my brain doesn't learn. Like, my brain goes through a cycle.
Yes, because binge eating disorder is, a disorder, which means you need professional help, Foodie. So frustrating.
We all know what my cycle is because people have illustrated online, people make fun of it, and I know I'm going to get made fun of for this video, which is
exactly, Bebop, but I feel like she's already doing what she always does. Like, there's nothing different about what she's doing right now. That's why I don't understand.
Why I chose to clam up about it, or would choose to clam up about it over and over again, and not open up about my struggles or what I'm failing on.
But that's a diet, Glam, and a diet isn't going to work for her.
On trying to eat healthy. But I think I'm going to shift my content to just sharing in a daily vlog my struggles.
No, I agree, CJ. And honestly, not only just, she's just sitting talking to us and you can hear her breathing issues. I can't imagine how she breathes going out in that heat when she already can't breathe. you guys know we just got back from Arizona, and I mean, that's, the most similar to Kuwait climate that I've ever been in, but it was like so hot there. I can't imagine her being able to breathe or walk when she goes outside in that heat. She is totally bigger than ever, Diane. I mean, and what has Foodie, what have you become? Like, yes, she was a train wreck, but she was making her own money. She was supporting herself. She was able to go buy clothes when she wanted to buy clothes. She was able to jump in her car and do things. Like, what? She's just literally just a shell of who she used to be. Her personality, her quirkiness, her humor, all of it's gone. All I ever see, and this is why I don't really watch, because all I ever see is her angry and bitter.
With trying to get better. I've had binge eating disorder for many years, maybe greater than 20 years. I do have some medical documents.
A hungry fat chick lost 40 pounds already? Oh, that's so awesome. I know when she got out, I don't follow her really, but I know when she got out of the hospital, everybody was mad because they thought she was going to start, just going right back to how she was eating. So since then, she got on some sort of plan.
From my binge eating disorder assessment, I will share with you in a few minutes. I just wanted to give you a bit of an introduction. This is not the video I was planning on making.
Who just said that? These videos are for Salah's benefit. I totally agree. Like this, showing past medical paperwork showing that she has oh, Foodie, you confuse me so much because I don't understand what was the purpose of you showing this quote unquote proof, because you didn't do anything about it. You're still not doing anything about it. So if I have diabetes, if I just go and, do nothing, I don't take my medicine, I don't see my doctor, I don't have my blood work done. If I don't do anything, it's always going to be there. It's always going to be unstable, and I'm going to have health issues because of it. It's the same thing. You need professional help. You need guidance from somebody who knows what they're talking about, not TikTokers.
Today, I was planning on, going.
Yeah, no. Here's the thing, Diane. I leave for Disney in 2 weeks. So all the mods were teasing me that I'm going to run into her at Disney, and I was asked to please wear a big puffy coat and dress like FFG. I was like, because I'm going with my best friend, I was like, I am going to have to be so stealth to get video of Foodie in Disney. And Foodie, look, here's the thing. I about died in Arizona. I know how the heat is in Florida. I've been to Florida many times. Florida is going to be miserable. So I mean, me and my best friend have already discussed, like, we're going to take it fairly easy. But you have to be careful in that heat. I mean, it's going to be probably even worse than walking around in Kuwait, because I've heard Kuwait is dry heat. But Florida is mega muggy, mega humid. I can't see her being able to walk around that park. And I'm sorry, I have to kind of giggle at the thought of Salah having to push her around in a wheelchair, or wait for her in a scooter. Because she is trying to make every excuse under the book for Salah of why she is the way she is. She's going to drag him down no matter where they travel to. And I'm kind of here for that. I kind of want to see, her drag him down. Eventually she has to run out of excuses, right?
I guess just showing you guys, like, okay, I expected to just wake up and be better, to be able to conquer this now. I always thought it was something in my willpower that was wrong. And like, okay, I'll have this for breakfast, then I'll have this for lunch. And it would just all go routine and smooth, and I would have a vlog for you today.
I'll just say the last time I went to Disney, my father was terminal, and it was like his last big hurrah. He wanted to take us to Disney, and he was in a scooter. I will just say, when somebody is in a scooter, you have to kind of wait for them, even though they're in a scooter, which is going to go faster than you walking. They can't maneuver through the crowds as easily as you can when you're walking. So if they go to Disney and she's on a scooter, first of all, I don't know. It sounds, does that mean you're not going on any of the rides? Because I would think if you are in a scooter, you're going to be sitting the entire day, or are you going to park that scooter and get on rides? I don't know. But like I said, when we went with my dad and my dad was in a scooter, you do have to wait. They can't get in and out of the shops like you can if you're on foot. They can't maneuver in and out of the crowd the way you can if you're on foot. It's going to hold him back. It's not going to be any fun for him. Those get them wet, cool. All right, I want to write it down. I'm so worried about the heat. After Arizona, I mean, guys, I swear to God, it almost killed me. It was so bad. Cooling towels. I have those neck fans. I have 2 of those, and I figured I can always let my friend use one. But I'm not sure. Now, Lilith said that they will work better in Florida because of the humidity. In Arizona, they did nothing. It was just like hot air blowing at you. It did absolutely nothing. Yes, Bebop, it was. Meow. So they do still have It's a Small World. When I went, okay, so when we went with my dad, we didn't really get to see the whole park or do much. But my dad had taken us when we were kids, and I remember I made my father take me on It's a Small World over and over and over. I so want to see her in Disneyland. Well, I heard that Disneyland has bigger seats. Like, their rides are accommodate more for plus size. They have this cloth you wet and they get cool. I'm going to have to check into that, Diana. She couldn't handle standing in that crowd out there waiting to. Yes, exactly. And like that, my friend and I probably will not go on many rides. The kids will and stuff, but I probably won't go on many rides because there's no way I'm standing in that heat waiting an hour and a half to get on one ride. Yes, it does, Jericho. There's something magical about it. I love It's a Small World. When I went to Florida, I keep thinking too, I should find one of those squirt bottle fans. It'll be too crowded, too hot, too noisy, too many. Yeah, she'll be miserable. None of the things that she likes. Even the rides. I feel like if Foodie was smaller, I feel like she would be the type to go on rides. She's definitely like more adventurous than I am. But I don't think I think she will not go on rides for fear that she will not fit. Even if they do have bigger seats. And even if they do have bigger seats, we've discussed this before. Chantel's weight is not in her width. It is from front to back. So that's going to make it harder even still for the bars to close in the rides for her. I've only done Disney. I didn't even know there was one in Paris. I did Dollywood though, and that I want to do that. Actually, the mods and I have been talking about doing Dollywood. Those, yeah, I always have one of those stainless steel double walled tumblers with me, always. Good morning, Hobbs. Yeah, you don't think she'll ever go? Do you think they're going to travel at all? I thought they were going to Syria and stuff. See, I thought because one of the mods had mentioned, like I said, they were joking, Danny, you're going to run into Foodie at Disney and all that. Um I thought they were going like, where were they going? I don't know, but other countries. I didn't Is the Florida thing supposed to happen in the near future? I know that it probably won't happen, period, but is it supposed to happen in the near future? Yeah, we went when we went 7 years ago, we went in March and it was already super hot. Might have even been February, actually, now that I think of it. I don't think Sala will ever go back to Syria while he's still young enough to be conscripted. A 80s King's Dominions kid. This trip was gifted to us. And we are so excited to go, and I'm excited to have just like the time with my friend because he he doesn't live in my state, so we don't get to see each other often. So it'll be cool just to have that time with him. She said when she loses weight, we all know that isn't. Yeah, and you know what? I can't help thinking like I would think from her numbers and everything, I would think that she would be down probably at like 5K per month now or less. Um, and that she has said it that money pays for her food. So any traveling is probably going to have to be on Sala's dime. Oh my gosh, I would imagine, Chili. She said she's not waiting to lose weight because it's not going to happen. And I'm not saying that to shame her or anything else, but we know, and I get it. Like when you suffer anxiety and depression and it is hard to pull yourself up and do what you need to do. Like my mods will tell you, every time I take a break from YouTube, I get such anxiety and I psych myself out every time. So I could have totally returned yesterday, but my anxiety was horrible and I psyched myself out. I still get nervous and total anxiety every time I hit live. If you're a Titanic fan, there is a museum, Pigeon Forge. It looked amazing. Is that in Florida? Oh my gosh, I'm such a Titanic fan. I think the last live stream she said she's not going to wait because she saw a girl who weighs the same as her who went. Is that picture? Who posted that? Is that the picture of the side-by-side picture? The girl had on like a purple shirt. She had on like Mickey ears. Oh, it's in Tennessee near Dollywood. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're definitely going to all get together one day and do that. I would love to. I'm sure some of the mods know of it too because they're in those areas. That's what I thought. Vinegar, I thought that he wasn't able to come here. But apparently he's able to go. I have no idea. That was the picture that she said was exactly the same size as she. We later found out that woman was nearly 6 feet tall. That woman was not front heavy like her either. Where was the pit? I don't know where I saw the picture even. Maybe it was on Insta. Let me see if I can find it. It's funny though, because there's no, like, you can't even compare. Already logged in, dummy. They have red and green markers on seats to see if the bar can fit you. Oh, that's embarrassing. We like doing the Gaylord Hotel in Tennessee and Grand Ole Opry and all that stuff around Christmas. Oh, that would be so awesome, Vinegar. You ever know what weird ideas she is going to say from one day to the next? Her mind is boggles me, Hobbs. America's my most favorite place. I went to Memphis too, Beale Street in their annual street festival. It's the front heavy that is the yes, exactly, Jericho. That's exactly right. That's where her weight is. Her weight is from front to back. All right, let me see if I can find that photo. I can't remember who posted it. I'm on here on Instagram, scrolling and watch. It was probably on Twitter. I can't find it, guys. But anyways, there was this picture of her side by side with this woman and Graceland. Yes, Chili. Oh, no more Nashies. Okay, let me look. What the heck is happening here? These shirts that she got, guys, are so ugly. Yeah, I'm not seeing it on hers either. I don't see it on there. So Sala wants to visit Disney, has to arrange an interview at the Really? Would it be nasty if I made a vid about it's a large, large world, Jericho? Well, I mean, that the thumbnail today was a little snarky for me, but I totally think you should do it. Like I said, she can't fault us for saying anything about her size because she is totally banking on her size. Every bit of her content is about her size. Oh my gosh, Hobbs. I firmly believe she's put on between 50 and 70 pounds since the whole Kuwait arc started. I think she partly likes having to be covered up. On the community post, Vinegar? I still have it pulled up here. Oh, you put it in Discord? Okay, hold on. Yes. Oh, that's who it was. Perfectly Imperfect. There you go, guys. So she thinks that she is the same size as this woman. I have Muslim friends that say she dresses like a conservative grandma. Oh no. It's fixed now, right? Because you're typing, Bebop. You got it. And why, Diane? I don't understand. He does not seem to be actively in his religion. At least he didn't seem to be until she came around and like he, started enforcing the abaya and the hijab and all that. But he didn't seem to even be part of the religion before all that. Thank you so much, Bebop, for the super chat. She's double the size. She is mammoth. And you guys, actually, look at this. Like, she even looks wider now. I was just saying, like, all of her, which her weight is mostly front to back. She does look wider here. I don't know. And then it came out that basically these shirts that she got are maternity shirts, and that's why they fit her. Oh, this is they put her behind this other woman from Disney to see, the comparison. And so this is all extra on Foodie, and this is all extra on Foodie. But a lot of her, and I totally think too, her other shirts that she got, they're men's, they're big and tall men's. I totally believe they're men's shirts. Those button up, and that one, isn't that one like a welding shirt? That green, my husband's a welder, so that's the color like that the men's welding shirts come in, is that weird green color. And then the shirts that have that pleat, like that blue one that we just saw, are like maternity 3X. So it would make sense because she said she got a 3X. So it would make sense that she could fit into a 3X if it was maternity. But even still, look at how pulled apart these pleats are. Even that is really too small for her. It shouldn't sit like that. The pleats should be gathered somewhat. I think the last dark blue one is a maternity shirt. Yes. No, I agree. Totally, Hobbs. I think the button-up ones are men's. I think they're men's big and tall. Yes, you can tell by, but I haven't looked closely enough to know which side the buttons are on. But yeah, I thought that too, Jericho. If we bring it up, maybe we can see. Either way, none of them are attractive. The blue one is the best by far, but those button ups do nothing for her. These. So let me see if I can. Okay. So I can't remember. I never wear buttons button ups. Yeah, the green one, I'm telling you, that green one is a welding shirt. It looks exactly the same color. It looks exactly like the welding shirts that my husband had to wear. The buttons are on the left side, not men's shirts. Okay. Thank you, Hobbs. But they're so not attractive. This is what I'm saying. Like, what has she become? I mean, I know, like, a lot of people didn't think she had a very good fashion sense or whatever, but at least she was able to go out and buy something pretty to make herself feel better about herself. This can't be making her feel better about herself. She should stay away from shiny fabric. Modest plus size. Ugh, they're so ugly though. Like, I would love to see her comfortable and in normal clothes. Why can't she just wear, like, I mean, who am I to question? It's their culture. As I say, why can't she just wear like short sleeve shirts? But they're not allowed to show any skin. That's her sensual boudoir abaya. I really don't like the lumberjack look, and she looks like a Christmas bulb in the green. The blue is the best. The blue is definitely the best. But I do think that one is a maternity shirt. Not that it matters. I mean, I just would like to see her be able to wear something that actually is somewhat flattering. I think she could use the ego boost. Okay. I'm going to read Rosie's oh, never mind. We're going to finish her binge eating thing. Okay, here we go.
Showing you that I could stick to this 1100 calorie diet that we spent probably too much money on, and for not an adequate amount of food for binge eating disorder recovery. And I realized that also when I was on TikTok watching, be scrolling, and on my For You page there was
not enough food for binge eating recovery. How do you know this, Chantel? You aren't in recovery. You aren't seeking treatment. So how do you know what is enough food for binge eating recovery? Okay, Jericho, I'm glad you came in this morning. Have a great day. Good morning, Lee. I can't remember who, but someone showed the website of the shirts and they were women's clothes. Thank you, Lee. The shirts have tails. Yeah, she needs to feel like a woman. Yes. I mean, I'm sorry, Chantel. You yourself have said you're unhappy. You clearly are not happy. And it would at least, bump up your self-esteem if you were able, to wear the makeup that you used to wear clothes that you like. Um, I don't know why you're so insistent on staying in this when you're clearly unhappy. You have binged more there than ever. Right, Diane, and stuff that might be flattering on her. Those things are so not flattering. She can't have any self-confidence right now. I really don't think that she does. She refuses. That's exactly why, Diane, she does. She refuses to feel hungry. She eats to the point where she's so stuffed she feels sick. Then when that sick, stuffed feeling wears off, she eats again. She equates not being hungry or not being full to being hungry. Sala is extremely stupid person if he believes any of this crap. I can't wrap my head. Right, Irma? There are cute, flattering abayas too, along with fancy hijabs, but she's simply too large to fit into any of the cute ones. Yeah. I'm 4'11", and as my family says, we are cake toppers. I carry my weight in the middle. The way she dresses doesn't. No, not at all. And I'm sorry. Maybe that's the whole gist behind it. Maybe the abaya is meant to not be flattering, because if it's flattering to the person wearing it, it could be flattering to other men. I don't know. Really, Diane? She lies to herself. She thinks eating huge amounts at one time is not binging. She will never change unless she has a major health scare. I totally agree, Hobbs. Whatever, and we'll see. That's what sets Rosie off, is because she struggles with these things, and basically Chantel comes on here, dismissive about it and giving misinformation.
Couple of young women who also have binge eating disorder, and they are going through the recovery phases, and what they are eating, it was surprising me that they say, I'm not focusing on weight loss, I'm not focusing on dieting. What we're focusing on first is being binge free, and a lot of that has to do with the type of diet, for example, I'm on right now with this food service is not enough, and it will definitely trigger a binge. I can feel it, and I've already eaten more, so I've pretty much eaten. The day started as a little optimistic.
So the fact, oh, I'm sorry, Lilith. It's almost over. It's Fake Friday today. So she's saying that the fact that the meal plan meals are too small is going to trigger her to binge.
Okay, I wasn't that hungry I had a full meal. I had a full dinner the night before. So, naturally I woke up, I wasn't that hungry. And then, I had the breakfast, and then I was like, I want that snack. I don't know if I can wait for a dessert. I'm going to have it as a snack. So I had the snack 2 hours later. And then, I had lunch. And then with that lunch, I had my supper in the same time. So all of the food from the diet box, it's gone, except one salad. So, then I'll show you pretty much some clips from the day after this. I'll show you what I did vlog, and I'll show you some medical records and discuss that with you. So it might be a long video, so you're going to get to learn a lot more about me. And I'm coming to you with full sincerity. I'm opening up, and if I want to do that when I talk about these things, I feel kind of vulnerable and icky and like weird. But just to preface what I'm going to show you in my medical records, about the visits, the notes from visits when I did go to see a binge eating disorder recovery doctor at the psychiatry department when I was living in Ottawa. And I was diagnosed with severe depression and binge eating disorder, which honestly just makes life insurmountable. And I try to live like a normal person without these issues.
Goblin, I feel like people are taller today. Like I feel like my kid, not my kids, they're too little, but like my friends' kids and stuff, they just seem so tall nowadays. When I was in high school, and I'm 5'9", which is tall for a woman, but not super tall, and when I was in school, they used to call me Amazon woman because of my height. He needs a DD. I'm a Taurus, so my hubby says you may be small, but you're a bit spicy. I'm a Taurus too, Chili. Medical records. Oh, see, exactly, CJ. And I don't know why she's showing them, because she's saying this is from when I went to a psychologist about my binge eating disorder. That's what she's supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be getting professional help. Oh, really, Lilith? That's because boys grow later. Like boys grow till they're like 25. I think I stopped growing at like 14. My daughter's 14. I think she's done growing. Your daughter is 6'1". You know, my boys are 6'2" and 6'1", and my daughter wanted to be tall. You know, she wanted to be like 5'9", 5'10", like me, and it's not happening. We're not sure exactly how tall she is because we had her to the doctor, 2 different doctors in a week, and one said that she was 5'4", one said that she was 5'5". I measured her and it said 5'5" and a half. She's insistent that she is 5'6". Which I think is probably like an average age. Or I mean an average.
And I just feel like I'm just drowning, you know? So I realize I can't do this alone. So I'm going to be looking for resources to help me, even if I have to do it online. And maybe some nutritional counseling. There's a lot of podcasts with people, you know, support groups. I might even make a support group. I don't know if any of you specifically have binge eating disorder. I don't mean like, if you know, it's not just people who, there's different categories of people who are obese, and binge eating, not everyone who's obese has binge eating disorder. You know, it's a specific type of disorder that's like, unless you have it, it's very hard to understand. And you see that all the time in comments with people like, why don't you just walk more? Why don't you just eat less? And it's, you know, I wish it was that easy. I really do. So I recognize that all of these things are valid, but they're also my responsibility to try to heal myself. So that's a work.
Why though does she? I don't understand why she doesn't want to seek treatment for it. I really don't feel she's ready to get better. And I think that's why she's making these excuses for Sala, because Sala is fighting her, trying to get her to get healthier, and she's fighting him. And I think it's because she's just not ready. She doesn't want to give up eating the way she eats, which I mean, I can understand because for her, it's an addiction. And that's what it, you know, people with addictions, they've got to come to a point where they're willing to give up what they're addicted to. She's not there.
In progress. And I realized that I probably won't be healthy enough in a couple months to travel around and go hiking and do all these things in different countries that I want to do. And I can't rush this. You know, I was trying to rush.
That's how my son is with my daughter-in-law. Actually, both of my sons, of course, tower over the girls. They're like 5'3", both of them. And my sons are 6'1" and 6'2".
And that's just not going to work, and I have to come to that realization. So me wanting to do these diets and these fixes and everything is just what I've always known to do, you know. And I've also always wanted to.
CJ, that is so true, because I keep insisting that's why she has gained so much weight, because she's depressed there. She doesn't have anyone there but Sala. Sala is not there half of the time. No matter what she says. So I feel like that's exactly what's going on. She got into this bad depression, and she's been eating her feelings, which we've known her to do. But she's not opening up about her feelings. She's not facing her feelings. Because like I said, if she's that unhappy, then get out of it. I feel like at this point she stays there to save face with us. You know, she stays there so that we all aren't right about the situation. And that's why she doesn't open up and talk about her feelings, because she's not happy.
Just basically restrict. After binging, I just want to restrict and just, you know, so yeah, it's just horrible. So what I'm going to do, I think, with this diet box is just supplement the month, because Salah already paid for like a whole month for me. Another important thing that I have to do is really sit down and have a talk with him about my medical conditions, like in full, like read through these medical reports with him, because
I don't know, Chili. I can't figure it out either. I don't understand either because he's clearly frustrated with her. And that's one thing I do believe from Missy Moo. I do believe that he was texting her husband frustrated about Foodie.
he doesn't understand binge eating disorder, and I didn't really take the time to properly explain my condition to him. So I think that that's one of the really big walls I hit with having this issue, is that trying to make people understand, you know, it's hard. So I'm gonna do that because he really needs to know, and he, you know, so he can be supportive, and he can also be understanding, you know. And
Same, Diane. That's what I'm saying. She has none of her like security blankets. You know what I mean? Her family isn't there. Pete's isn't there. She doesn't have her car. She can't just go out whenever she wants.
I mean, I obviously hide binges from everybody. I don't binge, like that's why.
And it has to be embarrassing, you know, humiliating for her to go shopping with Salah and not be able to find any clothes that fit her. That has to be, you know, humiliating. And now, after all this time, now you're going to explain binge eating disorder to him? You didn't explain it to him before, because before you didn't need the excuse to get him off your back to lose weight.
Like, you know, a mukbang that I do is not really a binge because it's overeating, for sure. It's overeating, but it's not binging. Binging is something you do in secret, and you eat extreme amounts of calories in one sitting, which is why you would see my scale go. I would like gain kgs in like days. And then there's the psychological and emotional after effect of that, like that cycle of guilt, and then you want to restrict, and it's just never ending. So, but you don't, you know, it's like I guess even after being diagnosed, after always saying I have binge eating, I'd never fully realized, you know, this is just not going to be fixed with a diet. You're just going in circles, and yeah, it's insanity. But I realize I'm sick, and I need to take responsibility for my health to get better, and I can't rush it. I need support.
100%.
So that's what I'm going to be seeking. There's going to be days in these diaries where I'm not probably doing too well, but I'm going to always be honest. And I think it's important for me to do this and focus this, make this the main focus of my life, because I can't do anything else until this is fixed. So
see, this is what I don't understand. She acts like she's in recovery and she's working so hard. What are you working at? You're not working at anything. You're adding food to these meal plans and everything. What are you doing for recovery? Watching TikTok videos?
I have to do it. And you know, I want to live a long, happy, healthier life, and not worrying about food every second of the day. I don't think I realized fully how much of my life has been consumed by food. You know, I'm the one supposed to be doing the, you know, I'm the one consuming the food, but it's also honestly consuming me in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So, all right, so let's get to the rest of the video. I'm going to show you what I managed to vlog today. You could see I started out very optimistic about, I'm sorry, I didn't think I was going to like get emotional like that, but just thinking about like when I woke up and I had the diet food ready to go, and you know, Salah was like all proud of me and to start, and I guess I feel guilty and like a failure, you know, for not.
She feels embarrassed. I feel like she feels embarrassed because she just said Salah was excited for her. Salah had faith that she was going to do it. Poor Salah. I mean, you guys, we've been in this roller coaster for, you know, years or whatever. poor Sulla is just, is just learning about her and her issues and everything else. And so I feel like she's going to be able to manipulate him. She is. She's already gotten him to get on board with a gym membership, paying for a meal plan for a month. Like, she's already gotten him to invest in her health, right? And yet she's not doing anything at this point. Even Sulla is doing more to get her healthy than she is.
Sticking to it, even though I know logically that this is not going to treat my eating disorder, that I need help, So, anyway, I'm just tired and defeated. So, I guess that's it. I'm going to show you some medical records I went through, logged into my medical files that you can access online in Ontario. And I went through my history to show you a little bit of my notes from that. I blocked out, the personal information of the doctors and things like that. But
I will say, like, CJ, it's not going to be easy at all. It's going to be excruciating for her. And I will say, it is daunting to think about. I have maybe like 70 pounds I need to lose. And the thought of having to lose that 70 pounds is scary. It's like, not that I'm afraid of, watching what I eat or anything like that, but it's like, it just feels like you have so far to go. And if I feel like that, only having to lose like 70, and not that that's way too much to have to lose, but I'm saying, if I feel like that, having to lose that much, imagine how she feels having to lose she probably has to lose about 300 pounds for her size, for her height. That's like insanely a lot. That's not going to be something that she can just do in a few months. So she's looking at a complete lifestyle change, and she's just not ready for that.
Yeah, and I also have some clips from my vlog from today, which will be hard to edit, but anyway, all right, so thank you for listening to me. Again, I'm going to look into eventually maybe creating like some kind of support group on Facebook, because
same, Bebop. I've struggled my whole life. I will say Ozempic I could not take. I ended up, my doctor switched me to Trulicity because the Ozempic made me so sick. Yeah, I was losing weight, but I was losing weight because I couldn't eat. I was so sick on it. Yes, Sassy. I mean, if it's daunting to me at that amount, I can't even imagine, what it's like to her, because it's basically, she has to change her entire life. For me, my problem is exercising. I don't eat a ton. I can watch what I eat, but I don't move enough. That is my problem. Especially in the winter. Like in the summer, I like to be outside and doing things and stuff, but in the winter, I'm really bad. If she started, she would lose a lot very quickly and then plateau and then complain that diets don't work and the diet culture is toxic and blah, blah, blah. Yep. She doesn't have to be so extreme, and she doesn't have to be perfect. She just needs to do right, Lilith. Like, that's what I was saying. Like, just cutting out sodas and juices, that's a ton of sugar, and that just that would help her. But she can't give up a single thing for more than 24 hours. And I'm sorry, but that, to be at that extent, that needs professional help.
One thing that really I find really hard is the loneliness, of other people who have the same problem.
Good for
so
you, Chili.
I'd also like to help people with my content, and I hope that does occur. So
my thing, Bebop, is sweets. I have to just not have them in the house, because it's one of those things. If I have them in the house, I'll, just mindlessly sit there and eat them.
So anyway, here it is, and thanks for watching. Hey, hello. Welcome back to my kitchen. So I'm gonna get out my breakfast out of the fridge. they come in these containers, and this is the breakfast. So I'm gonna put it in the air fryer for like a few seconds, well, maybe a minute or so, with some foil. I actually don't know what it is. So it's actually on a like potato bun, I think, with cucumber, halloum, and za'atar. So it's like a breakfast sandwich. I'm just gonna put that in the air fryer. So yeah, so they make the delivery the day before for today's meal. So yesterday they delivered, and today I eat these meals, and then today they're gonna deliver for tomorrow. So yes, I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna have to drink.
Good for you.
Some cold water. I've never had hot cucumber. Okay, let's try a bite. It's hot though. Eat a bite. Cucumber's still crunchy. It's actually quite nice. I don't know why the bun's yellow. I'm assuming it's a potato bun.
I have to go past her eating, you guys. Oh my gosh! So now she's eating a second one.
It
or
is
one?
like 2.
Oh, it's lunch.
It is like 2:30. I'm so hungry. So here's the salad with some kind of, looks like vinaigrette maybe, some chicken, and a small portion of rice. So I'm gonna try this out. I'm having a 64 calorie.
Even that, you guys, was a lot of rice, and that probably is just one serving. But let's go back and look at that. Like, that is not a Chantel rice portion. Like, a Chantel rice portion would be both of these slots filled to the brim.
Rice. So I'm gonna try this out. I'm having a 64 calorie can of iced tea. Breaking my rule already.
I can't. Diane, the chewing has gotten worse, and I think what it is she's still using that lavalier, the little mic that you like, clip to your shirt. I don't know if she's still using that, but I think that's why the chewing is so loud now. I have to fast forward through the eating. It's too much.
So I'm already like freaking out, reaching into the Doritos. So I at least tried to portion them out and into these servings. And I'm eating the lunch as well. The dinner that they give you.
Okay.
Because I just found it like such a small.
So she ate, let's see. So she ate this salad, chicken, and rice. That would have been enough for me. Then she goes on to eat Doritos and another meal from the meal plan.
As well. The dinner that they give you. Because I just found it like such a small portion, and anyway.
I don't know what was over here. Looks like it was something buttery.
Let's talk. I'm also going to have this mini Mars. Alright, so this is going to be me going over some medical records and discussing that. So if this is boring for you, you could just end the video here. If not, then you can watch on. So this is just a snap screenshot of, I went back and found
I am so sorry, you guys. I don't even know how I did that. Oh my gosh, and I read so much. I'm sorry. That was a bad one. That was like 3 mutes. Okay. We can either read this or we can watch her video because this says everything that her video says. So, 1 in the chat if you want to watch the video, 2 in the chat if you just want to read the post on Twitter. Oops, I did it again. That was a bad one. That had to have been a few minutes. Okay, we'll just read the tweets. Okay. Okay, wait. As someone diagnosed with BED and an active therapeutic treatment, this FB arc is beyond infuriating. She is profiting off of triggering people's EDs, spreading misinformation while also making a spectacle of herself on a mainstream platform. Her making this content stating she isn't binging while actively eating portions of food that I would have consumed when I made feeder content in the past, and speaking like she has an authority to educate on these topics is disgusting, beyond reproach. Ugh. Hi, Ursine. Good morning and good luck. That's gross. I hate doing that. She couldn't resist that weird, shitty, racially insensitive edit either. I'm certainly not perfect. I have a past of profiting off my eating disorder. But even when I did this, I had the sense to keep it behind a paywall and make sure it was accessible on a platform like YouTube. I'm not surprised that a bigoted, animal abusing ass is making an ass of herself in a more sanitized way because she has a husband who expects a level of perceived morality for religious reasons. But it's all performative to begin with. I never truly saw FB content until after SQR, who is SQR, reacted to my content and I joined a couple streams. Watched her on her most recent live, and how dismissive she was about the stray cat proved to me just how performative that vlog was. To virtue signal, I'm going to have to pull away from watching reactions streams because her content is literally triggering my diagnosed ED. I'm newer to leaving other corners of the internet, but I just needed to voice my take here because she made another comment I have something to say on regarding other fat women in reaction communities. This part is good. She can't wrap her head around the fact that other fat women being critical of her is based on behavior and not bodies. Oh, no way. I'll never speak ill of her appearance, regardless of my opinion on it, because her behavior has been and always will be atrocious. People like her and ALR have directly made my experience on the internet more difficult because I get compared to them so heavily. Even well before I had a YouTube channel or presence online elsewhere. I can see that. YouTube alone tends to do that, tends to compare them all. And it's hard too because we're saying it's not about her body, it's about her behavior, but like I said, YouTube has a tendency to do that with obese women, kind of lump them all together. FB thrives in raging and attacking until the fire is on her. Then suddenly it's, oh, why can't us fat women get along? Bitch, we don't claim you. Your behavior is what has fostered your hate. Your actions are what define you. I walked away from the public internet for about 5 years, and in that time did about 2 to 3 years of EMDR therapy and other treatment. See that? Professional treatment, Chantel. People like you aren't going to heal while you monetize food. Hell, people like us. It's one thing to show yourself cooking, eating a bite of a meal you made, showing a snack or whatever, because all humans have food in lifestyle content. But to mukbang and talk about BED is disgusting. She probably is never going to see this, and that's fine. But I'm saying this not for her, but to vocalize my thoughts on this. I'm glad I spent so much time avoiding her content, even through reactions. She's dangerous to people with food issues and a disgrace to the platform. And normally I'd say do better, but I know it won't happen. She's incapable, especially if she won't entertain getting professional help. I just went on a bit of a rant, but I've never fully gone into my opinion of her because I have nothing nice to say. Sorry for the typos. I was on a roll. So I first at first view, I think that Rosie's cute. She's energetic. She's actually doing something for her issues. So all of that I give her kudos for. Hey PR, so good to see you. I missed you. So I give her props for all of that. Now, her stream that she did, um I kind of had mixed feelings about because I kind of felt like it was another, this is wrong with me, this is wrong with me, this is wrong with me, this is wrong with me. It was kind of like um I don't know. I, I don't even know the word for it, but it just kind of made me uneasy because I felt like it was another victim stream, like all the issues that she has and all of that, it and then to choose to do it in a bathing suit kind of got me too. But I love her energy. I love that she's upbeat and she's fun. She is kind of foodie before foodie went to Kuwait. Have a good day at work, AR. I'll see you in the group when you get home. And be safe, please, going to work and back. So I'm going to keep an eye out for Rosie. A lot of people are covering her already in Girl World. And at first glance, everybody seems to really like her and everything. I'm going to kind of hold out to make an opinion either way till we see more. Yes, Diane. That was a lot in her stream. She said way more than what she said in that post, but that post in the thread was pretty much the gist of it. Oh, that's awesome, AR. You're holding out too, AR? Yeah. I mean, at first glance and everything, I like her, but yes, thank you, Chili. Okay, so I'm not the only one feeling like that in the community. Good. You just can't plow into Girl World and expect that everybody's going to accept you, right? So yeah, I'm going to hold out my opinion until I see more. And she may very well be just as pleasant and fun as what she appears to be right now. I'm not sure what way it'll go. Oh no, hold on. I have there we go. I have oh my goodness, hold on. There's a bunch here. Glam, did I tell you thank you for gifting? Sassy, did I tell you thank you for being a member for they just added this new thing where you can put up, it'll just show you in like a side chat, like your super chats, your memberships, stuff like that. And I like it because the streaming software doesn't show them, but I can still see them if I look on here. But yeah, it's not even showing on here, Lilith. I'm sorry. But thank you. I love you. You too, AR. I think she's just trying to beat those who would tell her past to the punch. Yeah, I agree. And I think, it is nice. It's a breath of fresh air to hear somebody actually admit you know, to any wrongs they may have done in the past. Not that even what she did was wrong. I mean, her body, her decision, right? I do, Lilith, and I love you for it. And thank you for all of your support all of this time. I lost my train of thought. Okay, last one we have to cover, and I'm not even, or maybe I am. Hold on. Let me. I don't know how long it'll take me to get this if I pull it up. So I have a clip of MGL on Ski Mask Andy's panel yesterday. Again, I'm not sure. I have it uploaded to my iCloud, so it just depends on how long it takes me to get it transferred over if we watch it today or tomorrow. But Michelle has been basically MIA. They caught her in other chats as Cheshire Cat. They went to court, her and her ex went to court about the oops, that's not what I want. About the divorce and stuff and that stupid wine rack. I don't know if you guys know, but she has been harping about this darn wine rack that he got, and there we go, that he took, and it was hers and she wanted it back, and the judge granted her the wine rack and the divorce. And after the divorce was final, he sent her a text saying, "Screw your wine rack. I'm basically gonna throw it in the ditch on the side of the road. You can pick it up there." So the judge found him in contempt of court because of that, but he brought the wine rack to court. So that was, basically dropped. They found her in contempt because she did not pay the mortgage for June and July, which is like $2,800. So he did apparently tell her that he was going to cover. Yeah, I agree, Polly. Right. Who cares about a darn wine rack? And then she shows the wine rack. The wine rack isn't all that. I don't even think it's finished. Let me see how far we are on uploading. Yeah, we may not get to it today, guys, because it's still uploading. I forgot to put it on my computer. So I guess he had told her that he would cover the mortgage and the gas and the electric. And so while they were in court, she said, or the judge said to him, "Did you say that you would pay the mortgage?" And he said, "Yes." So that kind of drops Michelle's contempt of court, because if he said that he was going to pay the mortgage, then it wasn't her responsibility to pay the mortgage. So she gets out of that. I don't know where it goes from here. I don't know if she gets to stay there till it sells. It sounds like it. He still has like a lot of repairs and stuff that he has to do on the house. It's a VIP. It's a VIP. VIP. It's a VIP wine rack. So it sounds to me like she's fine to stay there. He's going to be paying the mortgage. She just has to pay like her normal bills. They did ask her, like, the judge wanted to know, did she do anything? Did she switch her cell phone into only her name? Did she switch her car insurance? Blah, 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 blah. And apparently Etienne told him that, yes, she did those things. So that showed, progress on her part. But we can watch that tomorrow, unless of course she comes up and gives us another appearance tonight. And I think that is it, guys. We covered pretty much all of it. I will still be watching out for the Zav thing, for the we didn't cover ALR. Maybe we'll have to leave that. We're going on 3 hours. But I'll still be watching the Rudy Farias stuff. I'll still be paying attention to what's going on with Zav Girl, if she leaves YouTube, goes to Kick, whether she stays around, whether there's any more, community posts on her part, whether she ends up on Kick, etc., etc. Thank you, Lilith. I'm glad I'm back too. You guys make it easy. I don't know why I psych myself out so bad to come back, but I do. All right. That'll be it, guys. I'm going to try to be here tomorrow morning. I'm going to try to do Monday through Friday until I leave for Disney. And if you guys want a game night, let me know. Leave a comment on this video or on one of my community posts, and we'll plan a game night too. I love you guys all. I'm so glad that you hung out with me this morning, and thank you for sticking by me and showing up even when I'm gone for a bit. I'm trying. I'm really trying to get over that. I don't know why my anxiety gets so bad still, but I'm trying. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. I love you all. Thank you again for hanging out with me. I will see you next time. Oh, sorry. I have to do all the YouTube stuff. So if you haven't subscribed and you liked this content, please hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so that you get new content anytime I put it out. You're alerted. And if you would please hit that thumbs up for me, it helps me in the algorithm, which I really need right now because I've been gone. All right, guys, that's my spiel. Talk to you later. Bye.